Good morning. I declare this congregation open. Please be seated. Distinguished guests, graduates, family and friends, a very warm welcome to you all. As Chancellor, it's a great privilege to be sharing this special day of graduation with you. Can I start by asking you to thank our musicians? The anthem you've just listened to was composed by our sister organization, the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra, for events such as this. Thank you very much. Graduation is an incredibly important part of your life, a moment I hope you will never forget. You've all worked incredibly hard to get here, incredibly hard to get to the University of Exeter, incredibly hard to complete your degree, post-degree, and doctoral work, to be here with us this morning to receive your awards. There are not many moments in life when we get to publicly celebrate your achievements with your family and friends around you, so please enjoy and absorb every moment of satisfaction that you can from your work at Exeter as embodied in this ceremony today. Graduation is also a chance for the whole university to celebrate and reflect on our history and values, values that connect us not just today, but forever, through the contribution that you have made during the time you have spent studying and researching here. Exeter has thrived over the last 6 decades to become one of the very best universities in the world, indeed in the top 1% of the world's university. Each and every one of you has played a part in this success story. And now for many of you, this is the beginning of a new chapter of your lives. We will watch with pride as you grow into the academic and professional leaders of the future. You are well on the way, and we hope that the values of the university will be guiding principles as you progress through your careers. We know that you will strive to reach the highest standards of professional contribution and to be citizens who can be beacons of good behavior for all. So graduates, we're very, very proud of you. I hope that you will look back at your time at Exeter as some of the happiest years of your life. Please enjoy the ceremony. I look forward to meeting you all individually as I award your degrees as you come across the stage. I now call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Nick Talbot, to address the congregation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Welcome, everyone, and a special welcome to all of our graduates. Today is your day, a chance for you to celebrate all that you've achieved during your time at this distinguished university. It's not only a rite of passage for you, but also an important occasion for your family and your loved ones too. Because although the focus of the ceremony is you, our graduates, we're also here to celebrate all those who have encouraged and supported you. And we appreciate that some of you in the audience have made great sacrifices to support our graduates during their studies. So perhaps I could ask all of our graduates to join me in offering our collective heartfelt thanks to your family and friends. Graduation is also about celebrating each graduate's contribution to Exeter's academic community. Each of you has written your own chapter in Exeter's history, and you should be very proud. We're certainly very proud of you. For some of you, today is the beginning of a new relationship with your university, as you join the worldwide community of 120,000 alumni who we're in touch with. Our alumni are here to help you as you begin and progress in your career. They've quite literally been here and done it. So make use of their expertise and their networks. They want to help and would be really glad to hear from you. Over 1,000 alumni volunteered more than 11,000 hours last year to support Exeter students. For those of you returning for postgraduate degrees, we look forward to welcoming you back in the autumn. There's no doubt that Exeter graduates go on to do incredible things, and so will you. Our graduates pursue careers all over the world, and an Exeter degree is your passport to success in whatever walk of life you choose. Our graduates make a positive impact on the world around them, professionally and within wider society. I hope that your time and achievements here will be something that stay with you throughout your life, and we'll work hard to make sure your university remains successful and that we continue to make you proud of us. Exeter is a forever institution and an anchor institution, and we hope that your connection with us will be lifelong. It's a forever institution because great universities will be here when the current pressures and challenges are long gone. Exeter is one of the world's finest universities, and Exeter research and scholarship is transforming lives and societies around the world, as well as here in the southwest of England. The university owes its origins to a group of people who raised funds to create a place of learning in Devon and Cornwall, whose aim was to provide, and I quote, "as good a chance in life as children elsewhere in England." We never forget that aim. Today, we're a world-class university firmly anchored in our region, working with our partners for the betterment of lives locally, nationally, and internationally. We care deeply about our community and our impact and contribution to it. The university contributes more than £1.2 billion each year into the economy and generates almost 11,000 jobs in the southwest. Last year, the city of Exeter created more jobs in technology than Cambridge. Over the past year, we've also made a global impact through our research in global health, food and water security, climate change, and global conflicts and terrorism, issues that are not only important for this university, but for the world as a whole. We're very proud that one of our research teams, led by Professor Tamara Galloway, won the prestigious Guardian University Award for Research Impact this year for its research into the devastating impact that microplastic pollution could have on the health of humans and wildlife, and particularly our oceans. We also received the largest philanthropic gift in the history of the University of Exeter to our medical school, a £10 million donation from the Dennis and Murray Gillings Foundation for the Murray Gillings Neuroimaging Centre, a new facility which will double the number of world trials in Alzheimer's research and will thus affect the lives of many. The College of Engineering, Mathematics and Physical Sciences has had another year of success. Our computer science graduates are highly sought after, and last year 97.5% were in graduate level employment or had gone on to a postgraduate degree within 6 months of graduation. So no pressure at all, graduates. Our graduates are now in a diverse range of industries and working for companies including IBM, GCHQ, JP Morgan, and BAE Systems. And Physics and Astronomy this year won 3 prestigious awards at the Students' Guild Teaching Awards, including for Best Research Community, and was also awarded the Institute of Physics Juno Champion status for its work advancing its inclusivity and diversity agenda. And Exeter's also become part of the Alan Turing Institute this year, leading work in artificial intelligence research. The College of Humanities at Exeter has also had an outstanding year, demonstrated in its ranking in the various international league tables. It's ranked 36th in the world in the Leiden rankings, and global top 100 in the QS World University rankings. Humanities also plays a major part in the delivery of innovative teaching and research through our digital humanities labs, and is leading for the whole university in the development of our new arts and culture strategy, which will place Exeter at the centre of cultural activity in the region. Turning back to the university generally, just a few weeks ago we found out that we've been awarded, once again, a Gold Award for the quality of our teaching. One of only 10 of the 24 Russell Group universities to have received this accolade. We constantly strive to put our students at the heart of everything we do, creating their education with us in partnership. And we're very proud of our relationship with the Students' Guild, and with the Athletic Union, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them for providing all students with wonderful support, social and sporting opportunities, and an all-round fantastic university experience. When Exeter was founded back in 1955, we welcomed 454 students onto the first year of their degrees. Later this year, around 5,000 new first years will be joining us. Today, Exeter is a destination of choice for many of the world's brightest young people from 140 countries. More than 2/3 of our applications last year with A-level predicted grades were predicted 3 A's or higher. I have to admit that many of us on this stage may not have got the grades required to actually get in at Exeter. But whilst much has changed over the decades, Exeter's reputation as a creator of graduates of distinction and world-class education and research has remained the same. Graduates like you transform the world for all of us, and I know that you will make us as proud of you tomorrow as we are today. My final message is simply this: well done to all of you. Thank you for choosing Exeter. Never underestimate the transformative power of education. I passionately believe that education opens the door to a more successful and a more fulfilling life, as I truly hope it will for you. Please stay in touch, because together we make this university one of the best in the world. To repeat, we're a forever institution, firmly and proudly located in our region, and we want you to be part of our community forever. But most of all, enjoy the day. Enjoy today. It's a fantastic, special day for you and your family. So please enjoy it very, very thoroughly and have a wonderful time, because you deserve all of our sincere congratulations. Thank you very much.
I now call upon Professor Richard Everson to present the first cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by authority of the Senate, I present to you the following who have been deemed worthy to receive degrees of this university. In the College of Engineering, Mathematics and Physical Sciences, Kieran Bacon. James Peter David Badham. Natalia Olenek. Benjamin Lee Townsend. In Computer Science and Mathematics, Mark James Fowden. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Ibukun Wapu Adunlula Akand. Nicholas Applegarth. James Alexander Asher Beish. Stefanel Christian Balu. Max Beach. Rhys Bennett. Mark Paul Beru. Joshua Thomas Camp. James Lee Charles Christie. Cynthia Iharu Dafioni. Deanne Lee Davenport. Spencer Ellis Felton. Igor Grigoriev. Louis Jack Hadrell. Thomas Hansen. Jack Holliday. Zoe Rachel Jarrett. Thomas Langford. Adam James Mitchell. Gareth James Hugh Morgan. Alexandru Olteniu. Sala Wadi. Jake Owen. Michael Lewis Person. Jacques Anthony Portal. Tilly Victoria Shirley. Martin Sova. Michael David Westerman. Akeem Woods. In computer science and economics, John Allen Hunter. In computer science and management, Gonzalo Garcia Montero Barrera. In computer science and mathematics, James Colickley. David Thomas Haydock. Matthew Stephen Hill. Alex Lai. In computer science with economics, Louis Philip Lucas. In computer science with industrial placement, Nikolai Dochev. James Richard Murray Duplessis. Preslor Tetsanov-Enchev. Matthew David Gilbert. Jacob Prime. Vladislav Romanov. Matthew Walkland. Huyua Wang. In Information Technology for Management of Business with Industrial Placement, Davina Ann Bodley Scott. Juliette Maida Vivette Francois.
I now call upon Professor Nick Stone to present the second cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following who have been deemed worthy to receive degrees of the university. In the College of Engineering, Mathematics and Physical Sciences, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, Louise Margaret Joan Clark. Alexander Harrington Clousley. Leanne Marie Fulwood. Daniel James Hewson. Gareth Francis Jones. Felix Sainsbury Martinez. Thomas Jareth Wilson. And in Physics and Engineering CDT, Alba Maria Panagua Diaz. Tanvir Ahmad Tabish. For the degree of Master of Philosophy in Physics, James Nicholas Milton. For the degree of Master of Physics in Physics, Louise Alice Annette. Thomas Archer. Matthew David Barnard. Sharia Barbe. Tasmin Shamara Bluck. Joel Burton Lowe. Marcus Ian Romanus Carr. Joseph Clare. Daniel Collins. Amy Dunmore. Rebecca Laura Fox. Samuel Edward Francis. Beatrice May Grist-Perkins. Felix Benjamin Haig. Jason Charles Hale. Charles Hammond. George Peter Hardman. Jordan Mark Hembrow. George Bruno Hunt. Maximilian Albert William Kerslake. Kaylee Ann Kirby. Oliver Latcham. Sarah Kate Lavers. Jamie Mark Lassine. Rachel Ann Lennon. Katie Ann Lewis. Robert Mather. Lois Alexandra Mattingly. Luke McWilton. Eve Nebbiolo. David George Newman. Macaulay Norris. Charlie Nutt. Dean Patient. Benjamin Philip Pierce. Alexander Petkoff. Nathan John Philpott. Daniel Povey. Connor Jason Price. Daniel Spencer. Sarah Claire Stoyle. Talia Lauren Sullins. Callum Patrick Tate. Charles Nicholas Heber Thornton. Benjamin Oliver Trudgill. John Daniel Weston. Alan Williams. Luke Williams. Joseph William Withers. In physics with astrophysics, Emma Elizabeth Bubb. Christopher George Anthony Burridge Barney. Elliot James Calvert. Ross Kersley. David Smith. Ben Sutleaf. Dawn Estelle Wickenden. Antonia Wilmot. Thomas Josiah Garrett Wilson. In Physics with Australian Study, Nicholas Chittock. Victoria Rose Clark. Abdul Darwish. Samuel Jake England. Scott Larkham. Duncan Lister. Callum Smith. Liam Thomas Yee. In Physics with Professional Experience, Daniel Bray. Ewan Humphreys. Frederick William Wulfric Sanders. In Physics with Study in New Zealand, Victoria Eleanor Rose Butterworth. Matthew Jeffs. Harry McRae. Ekaterina Zosimova. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Physics, Ross Lee Adolph. James Barry. William Thomas Benstead Smith. Jacob Binsley. Kyle Russell Blakey. Michaela May Bowen. Kevin Carrera Garcia. Matthew Charles. Robbie Green. Elise Kenner Davey. Finian Dennis Emson. Matthew Ailes. James Ferrone. Jennifer Fletcher. Thomas Daniel Flower. Kerry Forbes. Madeline Beatrice Rutherford Fowler. Joshua Glasby. Benedict Grant. Oliver Griffiths. Harry Hargreaves. Jane Harris. Joseph Harris. Alexander Harvey. Xavier Ayafrate. Henry Kettlewell. Jacob Joseph Laslett. Jotham Lee Yi Su. Rachel Lim. Anna May Lucy Nash. Daniela Tarsil Nolan. Christine Mary Patton. Thomas Paul Pearson. Timothy James Pickering. William Roberts. Nicholas Smith. Bethany Staples. Amy Summers. William Surridge. Oliver James Tanner. Christopher Thomas. Thomas Turner. Max Whipple. Sarah Jane Wicks. Harriet Williams. Daniel Wilmot. In physics with astrophysics, Emily Angle. Carl Bourne. Barnaby Clark. Tristan Cummings. Ralph Edward Magnus Horsley. Kieran Humphreys. Jonathan Ludolf. Charles Everest McEwen. Mary Jane Robertson. James Ruffini Davis. Oliver James Wigley.
I now call upon Professor Sally Faulkner to present the final cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following who have been deemed worthy to receive degrees of the university. In the College of Humanities, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in French, Sandra Darozzi. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Chinese and French, Mary Buckingham Howard. Amelia Handy. Hannah Alice Pepler. In Chinese and Spanish, Jack Morgan. In French, Flora Ashton. Claire Dawes. Beatrice Henrietta Agnes Wiles. In French and Arabic, Param Moshki. In French and Exercise and Sports Sciences with work experience abroad, Lily May Westerman. In French and German, Lucy Pearson. Florence Edwina Riley. Sophie Dawn Roberts. In French and Italian, Rosa Brunskill. Elizabeth May Dowling. Alexandria Hackett. Miriam Anna Claire Muncaster. Andrew John Sharp. In French and Russian, Ben Ray. In French and Spanish, Lucienne Elizabeth Jane Badley. Daniela Isabella Baker. Thomas Joseph Baldwin. Christopher Brown. Catherine Kamak. Sabrina Carolyn Campbell. Edward de Serpa Pimentel. Arabella Charlotte Eady. Hannah Emily Ferguson. Genevieve Holly France. Jessica Goodman. Talita Rose Henderson. Catherine Hodgkins. Jasmine Nicolette Hughes. Sophie Alexandra Lawrence. Phoebe Roseanne Gordon Ellis Levine. Nia Claire Lewis. Rosanna Louise Lloyd. Laura Mary McGrady. Emma Frances Norman. Evelyn Hannah Phillips. Lara Kate Rowland. Ivan Giles Salter. Lauren Elizabeth Sirota. Nicholas Stewart. Holly Victoria Thomas. Sally Danielle Thompson. Hannah Waring. Poppy Webster. Benjamin West. Molly White. Lucy Catherine Wilkinson. Billy Louise Wilson. Emily Rebecca Wise. In French and Spanish with accounting and work experience abroad, Yasmin Shokir. In French with Latin, Genevieve Elizabeth de Lusignan Austin. In French with Portuguese, Stuart James Dougal. In French with Russian Studies, Madeleine Rose Cook. In French with Spanish, Sofia Aldous. Amy Binns. Alice Elizabeth Eva. Thomas Hamer. Nicholas James Richards. In French, German, and Spanish, Benjamin Hewin. Alexandra Head. In French, Italian, and Russian, Harriet Laws. In French, Italian, and Spanish, Kirsty Rose Johnson Milne. Rhiannon Jade Pilar Thomas Fowl. In French, Portuguese, and Spanish, Lewis Harrison. Margot Koopman. In German, Catherine Bishop. Jennifer Eleanor Marie Roberts. Rihanna Skeets. In German and Russian, Oliver Matthew Brown. Charlotte May Rowley. In German and Spanish, Helen Michelson Yates. Emily O'Callaghan. Megan Lily Wrench. In German with politics, Patrick Joseph Carew. In German, Russian, and Spanish, Alexander Joseph Peake. In Italian and philosophy, Eliezer May Lauren Lumuxo. In Italian and Spanish, Naomi Ann Evelyn Hodges. Amy Louise Williams. In Italian with Spanish, Laura Connolly. In Latin and French, Andrew Hayward. Jasper James Moore. Isabel Rose Mulcan. In Portuguese and Spanish, James Alexander David Landymore. Julia Straqualursi. In Russian and Spanish, Joseph Thomas Light. In Russian with French, Kia Victoria Bastin. George Jones. In Russian with Security Studies, Ilya Pike. In Russian with Spanish, Nina Margot Charlotte Loiseau. Virginia Ann Porter. In Spanish, Mia Brown. Natalie Howley. Jenny Elizabeth Miller. Sophia Eleanor Phillips. Matthew Sparavallo. In Spanish, with Arabic, International Relations and Study Abroad, Zenzi Naomi Ellen Hobongwana Graham. In Spanish with Economics, Matthew David Koo. In Spanish with French, Bethany Rose Brooks. In Spanish with French and TESOL, Rosanna Marie Bradford. Grace Patricia Williamson. In Spanish with Geography, Hector Palmer. Georgia Spear. In Spanish with Italian, Michaela Nicole Andrews. Isabel Jamieson. Olivia Eleanor Lily Morey. Abigail Scarr. In Spanish with Middle East Studies, Eleanor Rose Mason. In Spanish with Portuguese, Megan Hannah Edlin. Amelia Josephine Short. In Spanish with Portuguese and TESOL, Matthew Watts. In Spanish with TESOL, Megan Grace Gaston. In Art History and French, Rosamund Hawkins. In History and French, Charlie Cake. In History and Spanish, Ashley Beddoes. Luada de Abreu Coelho. Kezia Pugh. In History with Spanish, Natalie Rybova. In English and French, Megan Louisa Davies. In English and German, Eleanor Julia Stevenson. Adele Amy Wilson. In English and Italian, Stefania Caterina Charlotte Chant. In English and Spanish, Hugo Green. Thaddeus Umrigar. In Film Studies and Russian, Julia Fitzgerald Dwyer. In the College of Social Sciences and International Studies, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology and German, Harriet Maltby. In Anthropology and Italian, Emily Rose Davies. In International Relations and French, Ryan O'Connor. In International Relations and Spanish, Catherine Matus. In Politics and French, Camilla Bradstock. In Politics and German, Catherine Costello. In Politics and Spanish, Joshua Matthew Elliott Graham. Hugh Nisder. In the Business School, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Business and Management with Industrial Experience, Quentin Leon Dufour. In Management and Spanish, Sophie Jane Meller. In Management and Spanish with Work Experience Abroad, Olivia Murch. In Management with Marketing, Constance Marie de Béjary.
I now call upon Shraddha Chowdhury of the Students' Guild to give the student vote of thanks.
Hello, Exeter graduates. It is a pleasure to address you as graduates for the first time. Today we celebrate those of you who have persevered through those all-nighters in the library, through those breakdowns during dissertations and hard times when the monthly budget just wasn't enough. All of you present here today are a testament to how university shapes you, empowers you, and lights within you the fire of ambition. But as you look to what's ahead of you, reflect on your time here. From the moment you arrived during Freshers Week, getting introduced to your first fusion chips, pause and reflect on joining your first society, attending your first lecture, making tens and hundreds of friends, to now submitting your final pieces of work, applying for jobs and masters, doing all your friends and family present here today ever so proud. Some of you have overcome great obstacles to get to this point, and for that you should be all the more commended. I hope you've had a chance to build your community here at Exeter and have stories that you will want to tell for years to come. As you leave this bubble of university, I hope you'll carry your values from Exeter with you. Be ambitious, be rigorous, be exceptional, but most importantly, inclusive. We are a community of people from different places with different experiences and different passions, yet we are all Exeter. Exeter has introduced us to numerous opportunities, whether it is through guild societies, volunteering, sport, an ever-growing list of events, or the highest student-to-tree ratio. I hope your time at Exeter has allowed you to be a strong, independent leader, ready to take on any challenge the world has to give. Steve Jobs once said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown your inner voice, and most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. You are all individuals of insurmountable talents. You are the critical thinkers and the problem solvers of tomorrow. If you don't remember anything that's been said here today, remember this: There is no such thing as failure. If you learn from defeat, you haven't really lost. Cherish all the great experiences you've had at Exeter, friends and relationships you've made, events and campaigns you've run, and the challenges you have overcome. As we prepare to leave our degrees behind, be expectant that you will achieve great things, and be courageous in shaping your own path. Continue to learn and seek inspiration that empowers you to drive change and shape the world around you. You have degrees from Exeter, a global institution, and probably the best university in the world.
Shraddha, thank you very much to you personally and also to the Students' Guild. The Student Guild plays a very important part in the community life of Exeter. It is the central focal point of our student activities in sports and in intellectual, cultural and spiritual pursuits. It also provides a tremendous amount of support to students in the university. Many of you probably only visited Exeter once or twice before you became graduates. Some of you were away from home for the first time, some of you in a completely different country. We at the university do our very, very best to welcome you and support you during that transition, but the Student Guild plays a particularly important part for which we are very grateful. The three other groups I'd like to briefly mention my thanks to: the community of Exeter. Exeter University, as a proportion of the hosting community, is one of the most concentrated in the country. We represent a very large proportion of the population of Exeter. I think on a day like today, we, together with parents and others here, we probably represent the majority of the population of Exeter, and the taxi drivers have a field day. But we are very grateful to the people of Exeter for the way in which they welcome and support us, and we have brought prosperity and employment and culture and activity and sport to Exeter, but we've also occasionally brought one or two things which the people would rather we didn't, like late night celebrations and things like that, but they put up with us, which is very good, and we're grateful to them. I'd also like to thank our professional staff. I talk about Exeter as a community. We are a community of 24 or 25,000 people, the majority of whom are young. That brings some interesting challenges for our professional staff who keep the place running day by day. And finally, I want to thank our academic staff who are represented here on the stage. They are the heart of the university. They are the strength in research. We are incredibly proud to be both outstanding in research and in teaching. Most universities find it very, very difficult to get those two in balance. As I look at the students coming across the stage, there are looks from many of them towards faculty of appreciation. Some of them are mouthing thank yous. One or two of them, mainly boys, are giving expressions along the lines of, well, you didn't think you'd see me here, did you? But it's been a challenging year for us on the academic front, but we're very, very grateful to our colleagues for everything which you've done to help the students achieve this great moment in their lives. So where do you go now? Well, it's a bit early for the bar, so you'll go for a coffee, you'll have photographs taken, you'll celebrate with your classmates, you'll introduce some of the people who you frequently mention to your family and friends as your friends, but who they have never met. And then you think about the future. You're qualified, you have, fortunately, high employment opportunities, as Nick spelt out, but many of you have liked academia, and a high proportion of you are going on to do other degrees. But what else do you do? I encourage you to go on and have meaningful lives, purposeful lives. You have achieved a great deal. I don't want to talk about elites or anything like that. It is just through a combination of good fortune and support and teaching. Things have broken pretty well for most of you in life, and please remember that. Remember your good fortune. Be kindly to other people who have not had the good breaks that you have had. Use your advantage to good purpose. Try to be an exemplar of behavior. Try at all times to show that you do things well. You do things in a considerate way. You do things in a caring way. And also stay in contact with Exeter. We hammer home this point, we're a forever institution. What we mean by that is reach out to the alumni. When I travel the world, I meet Exeter graduates, and they love to have the latest news. They love to be in contact with the next generation. This is a really helpful network that you can tap into. And come back to university, come back to your teachers, come back to occasional classes, refresh yourselves, because one of the brutal facts of a wonderful life, which is constantly changing, where curiosity is one of the greatest defining aspects of our lives, is that many of the things you've been taught in 10 years' time will not be taught in the way you've been taught, because we've got new learnings, new things, new discoveries in everything that we do. So stay tapped into that, because it will give you the energy to make sure that you do the very best you can. I do need to, just one other formal thing, which I should have done earlier and I forgot, and somebody should have whispered in my ear, but I managed to think of it myself. There's some folk who can't be here for their degrees. They're off working, or they're not well or something, so I need to award degrees in absentia to those students from the various departments to whom we've awarded degrees today. So I'm sorry, I should have done that about 15 minutes ago, but I apologize. Can we just give them a little round of applause? Nailed it, goal in extra time. I think that's all I'm going to have to say. Thank you very, very much. Congratulations to you all. Enjoy the day. I declare congregation closed. Thank you.
Exactement 1 heure. I think...